In possibly my most ridiculous money maker yet, I'm going to show you guys how to earn over 1.6 million credits an hour in a Volkswagen camper van. No, seriously, I am. And the first thing you're going to need for this build is obviously a Volkswagen camper. Now you can go for something old and beaten up, or something really funky like the Mystery Machine, or like I did, go for something sporty. Now, the next part of this build is going to require an engine swap, and that's part of the reason why I hadn't done this video before, but as apparently we are soon to be getting purchasable engine swaps, now seemed like as good a time as any to put this video out. As for the engine, you're going to need this one specifically, the M64/03-911. Unsurprisingly, it's a Porsche engine which fits nicely into your Volkswagen Samba bus. And with the engine swap done, now it's time to head over to the tuning garage. Now, be prepared to get the old checkbook out, but don't worry, this thing is still an absolute bargain. It probably won't even cost you what you would normally spend on tuning a Group 3 car, and it certainly won't cost anywhere near what it costs to buy a Group 1 or a VGT. But that said, get spending, and we'll start with the engine, which has every modification in the tuning shop put on it. Bore up, stroke up, engine balance tuning, polished ports, high lift camshaft, titanium connecting rods. I don't have that one yet, but I would have put it on. Now, crankshaft, high compression pistons. As for that, the body, weight reduction stages 1, 2 and 3, and increased body rigidity. Pretty much engine and body, everything you can buy, put on it. You're gonna need it. And now that's done, we'll start on all the other little bits. First of all, put racing mediums on. Yes, I know I normally go for racing hards on my setups, but trust me, you can get away with the mediums. After that, suspension, fully customizable. Differential, fully customizable. ECU, fully customizable. And fully customizable racing gearbox. I mean, we want to put everything on here, and even with absolutely everything fitted, you may have noticed we are still nowhere near the 700 pp limit for the Le Mans race. I mean, you just can't get this thing any more powerful. If I have missed anything on that list, I apologise, but basically just buy everything that's available in the tuning shop. Give it the best of everything that you can buy. Now, as for the build, you probably just as well just pause the video, have a little look at my setup and copy that. You never know, you might even find one that you can change that makes it a bit better. If so, leave a comment down below and let me know what your setup was. And with all that out of the way, now let's head over to Le Mans and start the racing. And the first thing you'll notice is this thing's quick. I mean, I bet the guy in the Ferrari never expected to see that coming past him. Now initially, when you're coming out of the corners, this thing does take a little bit of time to get up to speed. Not so quick on initial acceleration, but once she gets going, she is very quick. Now, talking of corners, you really need to try and stay off the curbs. This thing's not the most stable of vehicles. I mean, let's face it, it's a Volkswagen camper. It's not a Ferrari F40. And it doesn't handle like one either. Like I said, be a little bit careful around the corners, because if you're not, you're going to be wide and you're going to be having lunch with Barrier. Now, once you're on the straights, completely different. The NSX here? Nah, straight past him. That guy in the Ferrari earlier, we ate him for lunch. And now, well now, we're closing down on this Mustang. And it's not going to be long before we take him as well. Oh, and remember to brake early. Brake very early. Got a bit of weight behind her, the old girl. Never mind. Now, you may have noticed it seemed a little bit bouncy around the corners. Well, this footage I took quite a while back. Since then, and the pictures you've got of my build from the tuning shop are actually a more up-to-date version. The version that races now is a little bit more stable. Not a lot, granted. She still has a lot of bounce, but a lot better than you see in this old video footage. Now, once you've got used to the fact that you're going to be understeering and sliding around pretty much most of the corners, this thing is actually great fun to drive and great fun to go past the opposition in. even if you do have to take a couple of liberties with the track limits, but you will soon be up near the front of the pack. And by the time you complete lap 1, you're probably going to be around about the top 4 or 5 positions and looking to chase down the leaders. But while you're chasing the leaders, just remember what I said about the curbs, because well, speaks for itself really, doesn't it? And once I'd finished messing about in the stand, it was time to carry on the race, and specifically get ready for the rain. Now, I don't know what it is in my races recently, but every single race I seem to get the rain at the end of lap 2. So it was time to pull into the pits, change the tyres, full wets, and top up with fuel. Now, I will say, with this build, this car, you're going to be pulling in on lap 2 anyway, whether it rains or not. It's quite hard on the tyres, so whether it's raining, whether it's dry, lap 2, pull in, refuel. The tyres, well, it'll depend on your own weather conditions. And don't worry about the fact it's raining, because honestly, I think this thing was nearly as good in the wet as it was in the dry. I mean, yes, still be careful like you did before, but apart from that, just go for it. Oh look, a Lamborghini. Bye bye Lamborghini. In fact, it'll be bye bye all the other cars, because this thing, as I said, is just as quick in the rain as it was in the dry, and you will soon retake any places you lost during that pit stop. So just be careful around the corners and keep it going. In fact, keep it going up until you reach the end of lap 4, where you will need to come in again for tyres and for fuel. And with that one completed, which will be your second and final pit stop, regardless of whether it's wet or dry, just head back out onto the track and go for it. Just don't get cocky like I did. I think we should watch that again. Definitely think that's going to be my next YouTube Shorts video. Anyway, once you've finished messing about in the rain, it's time to finish the race. And whether you're in a wet race or a dry, by this stage you're going to be so far ahead of the opposition it doesn't even matter. I will just quickly point out here that if you want to drive this thing from the interior view, don't put on the windshield banner, because it blocks out most of the view of the track ahead. And with that little advisory done and out the way, it's back to the race, and you will soon find yourself on lap 6, which will be your final lap. Now, like I said, you'll need to do 2 pit stops, one at the end of lap 2, one at the end of lap 4. You're just going to have to do them regardless because of how hard this car is on the tyres. However, it's quite good with the time, because as you can see, we're coming up right at the end of the race. Now, do my usual trick here. Don't cross the line, don't do a 7th lap, just slow down or stop if you need to, just before the line, and wait for the time to go over 30 minutes. In my case, I only had to wait a couple of seconds, and then cross the line for that very easy win and just bank all those lovely credits. So, can you earn over 1.6 million credits an hour in a Volkswagen camper? Yes you can. Would I recommend trying it? Hell yes I would. It was great fun. Just driving that thing around the track at those speeds made it worthwhile, and of course got a shed load of credits to go with it as well. Now, have a go yourself. Go for it. If you do, leave a comment down below please. Let me know how you get on. And just before you guys do log out, please remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next video. For more great videos like this one, follow this link. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.